stand.
एक बैकअप बैकअप
नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामी इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे। शिव जयो जयो गौरचान्दे आरती कशोभा चांदे आरती कशोभा जानवी तटवने जगमनलोभा जगमनलोभा निबदकीने निताय चाँद बामी गदधारा निकटे अद्वैता श्रीनि वासचक्रधारा চক্রধারা কিব বসিয়াছে গরচাঁদ রত্ন সিংহাসনে आरती कोरे न ब्रह्मा आदिदेवगाने आदिदेवगाने शिव नरहरि आदि कोरे चमर दुलाया संजया मुकुन्द वासु घोषादिगाय शिव शङ्खा भजे घण्टा बाजे बाजे करताला बाजे करताला माधुरा मृदङ्गा भाजे परामरसाला मरसाला शिव बहु कोटि चन्द्रजिनी वदन उज्ज्वला गलादेशे बाणमाला कोरे जलमाला जलमाला शिव शिवा शुभना राधा प्रेमे गददा प्रेमे गददा भक्ति विनोदाधिके गौरार संपादा गौरार संपादा जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद भक्तवृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Jaya Kishore Kishori, Jaya Kishore Kishori, Jaya Kishore Kishori, Jaya Kishore Kishori. Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. निधान जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद
Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivrajagacharya Ashtotara Shata Shishimad His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Prince Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Sri Sri Radhakrishna Gopa Gopinath Shamakunda Radhakunda Giri Govardhan Ki Their most beautiful Lordship Shishi Kishore Kishori Ki Paramakaruna Their most merciful Lordship Shishi Gaura Nitai Ki Their most merciful Lordship Sri Jagannath Sri Baladev Shrimati Shubhadra Maharani Ki Sri Harinam Sankirtan Jagya Ki Nitai Gaura Premanandi. Oh, glories to the assembled devotees. Oh, glories to the assembled devotees. Oh, glories to the assembled devotees. Oh, glories to Shishi Guru and Shigoranga.
Namaste Narasimhaya Laladalathadaine Hiranyakami Purvakshaha Shilatam Kanakalaye Hitorna Simha Paratorna Simha Yato Yato Yame Tatorna Simha Pahirna Simha Hrudayirna Simha Narasimnamatim Sharanam Prapade Tava Karakamalavare Naga Adbhuta Shringa Talita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringa Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल नरसिंहदेव भगवान की जय प्रहलाद महाराज की जय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. On behalf of our founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada, we welcome all of you for this evening Sunday feast program. This is a very, very auspicious week. Practically every day we have some festivities. So tomorrow is the holy day of Ekadashi, and tomorrow is also fasting till noon because we are celebrating Vamana's appearance day on Tuesday. So those of us who observe fast, make sure you fast till noon tomorrow for the occasion of appearance of Vamana Dev. And on Wednesday we have the divine appearance day of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who is the father of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So we'll observe half-day fast on his appearance day. And Thursday, another auspicious day, it is Ananta Chaturdasi. It is the disappearance day of, anybody can guess? It's the disappearance day of none other than Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur. Maybe Radharan Prabhu can speak a little bit about Namacharya because he is the emblem or epitome of tolerance. So his disappearance day we're celebrating on Thursday. So we request all of you just to honor him. If you are chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, chant more rounds. If you are not chanting, to honor him, you can chant the holy names. The best way to receive the blessings, to chant Krishna's sweet holy names, is by receiving the blessings of devotees, and what to talk about Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur. So that's on Thursday. And Friday, it is the sannyas. I want to make sure it's the appearance of sannyas, acceptance of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada accepted sannyas on Friday, 29th September. This was in what year? Anybody remembers? 1956, I believe. So again, we request all of you to observe this beautiful festivities that is happening this week. So now we have our guest, I won't call him guest speaker, he's our seasoned speaker here, His Grace Radharaman Prabhu. Most of us know him. He is one of the council members here, very active in the Pujari department, serving in this temple for many, many years. Very sweet devotee, and he has a very unique way of, or I should say, ability to explain things very simply, like he did with the Balram Jayanti class. And I'm hoping today is going to speak on the topic of tolerance. As they say, you can fake humility, but you cannot fake tolerance. So we can keep our ears open to hear this beautiful message about tolerance, how that helps us in the practice of bhakti. So over to you, Radha-Raman. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. We'll start with Radha Madhav prayers. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Gopi Jan Ballabha Girivardhari Jai Gopi Jan Ballabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Gopi Jan Ballabha Girivardhari Jai Gopi Jan Ballabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिवाजकाचार्य श्रुत श्रुत श्री श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस एसी भक्ति वेदांता स्वामी शिला प्रभुपाद की जय. All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Guru and Gauranga. Okay. So Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for being here with us this Sunday evening. I am just going to make a attempt to talk about this very important topic uh, of tolerance, and I seek the blessings of all the Vaishnavas who are present here so that I could speak something which is meaningful and which is something which is going to have some kind of a impact on your lives. So let us. when I was in school, I wanted to do engineering after I finished my school, the high school. So my parents approached our school teachers and wanted to see, whether I am made for engineering or not. So the teachers say that if your child likes maths, then he could study engineering. So, but my father said, what math has got to do with engineering? And then the teacher explained that math has everything to do with engineering. If anybody who wants to study engineering should be in love with maths, otherwise he cannot study engineering at all. So same way, when we come to devotion, there are some requisites, there are some requirements to practice it. I give you another simple example. Are there any sports person here? Anybody who plays actively some sport? Okay. Well, say for example, tennis. So a tennis player just doesn't go to the court, picks up a racket and a ball and starts playing tennis. Before they actually engage themselves in playing tennis, they do so many other exercises to warm up. They should have stamina, they should do resistance exercises, they should build up their wrist and so much and so forth. So before actual tennis game would start, so much more is involved in that. And we are going to see how in bhakti all we need to do before we can say that yes, we are really ready to do bhakti. We are really ready to get involved in devotional service. So Krishna, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and his word is the final word, let us say what he says on that. So in Bhagavad Gita from chapter 13, text 8 to 12, I just put the translation because like 5 verses. So Krishna describes the qualities which a devotee need to cultivate if they need to make some progress in devotional life. I will just quickly go through it. So the qualities are humility, pridelessness, non-violence, tolerance, simplicity, approaching a bona fide spiritual master, cleanliness, steadiness, self-control, renunciation of the objects of sense gratification, absence of false ego, the perception of the evil of birth, death, old age, and disease, detachment, freedom from entanglement with children, wife, home, and the rest, even-mindedness amid pleasant and unpleasant events, constant and unalloyed devotion to me. Me means Krishna, aspiring to live in a solitary place, detachment from the general mass of people, accepting the importance of self-realization, and philosophical search for the absolute truth. All these I declare to be knowledge, and besides this, whatever there may be is ignorance. So these are the big list of qualities which a devotee is expected to cultivate to make progress in devotional life. Now we will find and we know some of us who are already practicing devotional service that a number of these qualities, they go hand in hand. They are quite connected to each other, and if you like practice one, automatically you get the other one. So that is one can say a very interesting thing about bhakti and the qualities. Now, this was what Krishna described in Bhagavad Gita. So today, out of these 20, we are going to talk about tolerance, which I felt was very important, because once you have tolerance, you will find that so many other qualities come to you automatically. But before we do that, let us see what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who uh, came in this world some 500 years ago. We always say 500 because so many years have passed. But he was the one who gave us the holy name of the Lord. When we are talking about devotional service, the two very important components on devotional service are hearing and chanting. So we have to see how we can hear well. We are not going to talk about that today, but we are going to discuss about chanting part a little bit. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Shikshashtakam text 3, Shikshashtakam is a compilation of 8 verses, out of which this is the verse number 3. Yeah, okay, it is good. So we can chant it together because some of you may be familiar with this particular verse. So let us chant it together. Trinarapi sunicena tarorapi shahishnuna amanina manadena kirtanya sadahari. The translation is, one should, sorry, I have to adjust. Yeah, one should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu here talks of three subjects. One is humility, tolerance, and the third one is about not expecting respect from others. So this is what he is talking here. Now, he has specifically mentioned one should be more tolerant than a tree. So why he has chosen tree as an example of tolerance? So tree is a very, very unique, you can say, entity. People, you can do whatever you want to do with a tree. Children will store thrones on their tree. Somebody will come and cut some branches of the tree. There may be, heat, like, okay, in Chicago, we don't get those kind of weathers, but in some places where the temperature is over 100 degrees, still the tree is not complaining that why you are not providing me air conditioning, why you are not making something suitable environment for me. In winter, when the temperature are sub-zero, still the tree is there. And what does the tree do in return? After undergoing all these austerities, is provides comfort, provides shade, provides fruit to all of us. Not only that, very, very certain things without which we cannot live, that are being provided to us by the tree. For example, oxygen. So we all know that we are living, we can't live without oxygen, and the oxygen is coming to us from the trees. And even when a tree dies or leaves its body, we can use the wood as a fuel, or trees are being cut to make papers. So trees have so many uses, and it never complains. So that is the reason, one of the reasons why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave this as an example of tolerance. So before we move forward, we just quickly review the meaning of tolerance, because tolerance can mean a different thing to different people. Those of us who are married, they, I think, know the meaning of tolerance already. So for you, it is a, you can say, refresher course. So, one of the meanings which I was able to find out, okay, yeah, it's good. Ability to endure pain and difficulty. So in our day-to-day life, we experience this. It is nothing like out of the ordinary. We come across situations which are painful, and pain can be of different types. It could be a physical pain, it could be a mental pain also. Sometimes there are things which don't appear, like I appear to be normal, but you don't know what pain I am undergoing. So the ability to tolerate or ability to endure the pain and difficult situations is tolerance, which is more applicable to us in our day-to-day material life as well. However, when we look at the life of a devotee, and we try to connect it with verse which we just did from Chaitanya, from Shikshashtakam, text number 3, then the meaning of tolerance is very, very severe. And we have to be ready to understand what it would mean. So it says, be practiced to bear insult and dishonor from others. So how many of us are ready for that? Normally we are ready, we learn or we say, oh, if somebody respects me, I will respect that person. Correct? This is a very normal way of communicating, normal way of saying. Very rarely one would say that, oh, even if nobody respects me, even if that person doesn't respect me, I am going to offer respect to him. It's very, very rare. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that we should be tolerant while chanting the holy name of the Lord. Now, how many of you chant japa? Some of you who I know for sure chant, they are not raising their hands. Anyway, so sometimes we say, oh, I was able to, my rounds were very nice. I was able to chant some good rounds today. Sometimes we say, I chanted, but my rounds were not all that good. Whenever rounds are not good, please go back to verse number 3 of Shikshashtakam and see whether I was in that humble state of mind, whether I was in the tolerant state of mind, whether I thought that, okay, this person disrespected me, but I still have to respect him, whether I was in that mood or not. And you will find that in order to chant nice rounds, we have to develop that mood. Let's move forward. Let's see what Krishna says about tolerance and what is the importance of tolerance in the life of a devotee. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 11, text number 13, again it's a very nice verse. We can chant it together. Titikshaya karunaya metra chakila jantusu samatvena cha sarvatma bhagavan samprasidati. The Lord is very satisfied with his devotee when the devotee greets other people with tolerance, mercy, friendship, and equality. So Krishna says, this is in Srimad Bhagavatam. So two books which are like reference books for us is Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. So this is coming from Srimad Bhagavatam. And the importance of tolerance is very much established and recognized here. Let us see what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, just to make sure that, okay, sometimes people say one thing at one place and in another place they change their mind. But Krishna doesn't do that. So let's see what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. I got the translation. It's from chapter 12, text number 13 and 14. Says, one who is not envious but is a kind friend to all living entities, who does not think himself a proprietor and is free from false ego, who is equal in both happiness and distress, who is tolerant, always satisfied, self-controlled, and engaged in devotional service with determination, his mind and intelligence fixed on me, such a devotee of mine is very dear to me. So we see who is dear to Krishna. We all want to be dear to Krishna. Correct? That is one of the reasons why we are practicing bhakti, why we are engaged in devotional service. So Krishna is giving us the recipe that how we can become dear to him. It is available to us. Sometimes we are reading volumes and volumes of the books to find out how we should do a certain thing. Here the Supreme Personality of Godhead has made it very easy for us by providing us all the information himself. And by following his instructions, we can very easily be dear to Lord Krishna. So what are the benefits when we are practicing tolerance? Now, if we have some idea what tolerance means and what is the importance of tolerance, then let's look at some of the benefits of practicing tolerance. So, we normally, after I came to United States, I realized that when you go for shopping, you just don't buy the things straight like on their price and go home. You normally are looking for a deal, correct? You want buy one get one free, buy one get another one at 50% or 50% discount, etc., etc. There are very few people who would normally buy just, okay, my wife told me to buy this thing, I went and bought and brought home. And then my wife will say, well, you are such an idiot. There was a sale. If you had bought two of them, you would have got 50% discount. So for the price of one, you would have got two of them. So now when we are practicing bhakti, there are several such benefits available to us. We have a lot of bonuses available to us. So let us see what kind of bonus comes when we are practicing tolerance. So humility. So we read in the text 3 of Shikshashtakam that one should chant in humble state of mind. So humility is a byproduct of tolerance. It automatically comes when we are practicing tolerance. There are several others. I made a big list. Self-control and discipline. So when we are tolerant, we realize that we have to, I cannot explode. I cannot sometimes, say whatever I'm dying to say. I have to exercise some control on myself. So that's another thing which we get when we are practicing tolerance. Austerity. There's another thing because when you are not speaking what you want to speak, it's the biggest austerity. It's not very easy to exercise. Balance of thoughts. So this is again when we were reading from Bhagavad Gita, why Krishna says what we should do. Balance of thoughts means we are looking at things in a balanced way. We are not really, inclining ourselves this way or that way. A devotee would always like to think in a balanced way, not very happy in a particular situation, not very distressed in the opposite situation. He is normally balanced. Then strength. So why I choose this word strength? Because to be tolerant, a weak person cannot be tolerant. You have to be very, very strong to tolerate somebody. So tolerance is exhibits the inner strength a person has. Patience, that is natural. Again, like I said, those of us who are married know what patience means. Friendship. So when we are tolerant, automatically there is a conducive environment and we make more friends. And finally, mercy. So a tolerant person will always be merciful to other living entities. So this is a big bonus. It is better than the Thanksgiving sale. You just try to be tolerant and you got so many other qualities automatically with it. Now, what happens when we are intolerant? Because we know, at least I can say for myself, that we are not always tolerant, correct? There are a number of occasions when, in spite of trying our best to be tolerant, we are not. So, what happens in that kind of a situation? So, before we go to that, let me just share with you what are the possible causes of intolerance. Because again, like we said, we are intolerant at different times. Now, if we know why we are intolerant, we can do something about it to make sure that we will be still intolerant at times, but maybe less number of times. And our Acharya says that if we practice this, if we practice how to be tolerant, we can be ready for it. It is not something, which we say, okay, I'm like that. It is not that way. We can learn the art of being tolerant. So what are the causes of intolerance? The first one I have here is unfulfilled urges. So all of us have different urges. We have our desires. You'll just allow your heart to make some desires, and in 1 minute there will be hundreds of desires which will be coming. The rate at which the desires are produced um, is very different than the rate at which they could be fulfilled. So there is a very big difference between the two. So when our desires are unfulfilled, we are we become angry, we are intolerant. So this is one of the causes of being intolerant. Then desire to control. Again, this is a tendency in the human beings, especially, that we want to control others by our actions, by the instructions, by our orders, by virtue of our position. We want to do that. And when we are not able to do it, again, we are unhappy and we are intolerant. We want to show our supremacy to others, in other words, that I am better than you, I am superior to you. So that leads to intolerance. Then desire to convince others. This is again a uh, natural tendency, propensity among the living entities, that my idea is better than yours. And I really don't know, but I've seen sometimes debates, and you see that how two very qualified people, they are fighting with each other just to show that I am superior than you, or my ideas are superior to your ideas, my ideas are better than your ideas. And the kind of conversation, the way the debate ends is very different than the way it started. So you sometimes may feel that these two gentlemen or these two debaters, they are not going to shake each other's hands in their life, or they might even kill each other if they meet outside the debating venue. So again, it is leading us to intolerance. A desire to compete and succeed. This is something which I see that the children are getting trained these days, that is the life, there's a lot of competition in this world and you have to succeed. Now how one has to succeed, that we don't tell, but we only tell that this is what you have to do. So again, it causes difficulties in one's life. We should we have to compete, but we have to compete in a healthy way. We don't have to compete at any cost. We have to have certain guidelines within which we should be competing with others. And I versus you. So it is always my word or what I say is more important than what you say. So I am more important than all of you. And that is a reason that is coming to us because of we are envious of others. Again, this is a subtle, you can say, very, very subtle quality. I won't say quality, but it is a characteristic which is there in us. And it may not even, without ever realizing that I am envious of certain person, I may do things which are envious, which are showing that tendency. So we have to be, once we know about this, we can maybe reflect back on our actions in certain situations and see whether it was right for me to react in a particular way or not. And very likely you will find that there was at least one of these situations which happened, and that's why I was intolerant in a particular situation. So, like we discussed, that when I am uh, intolerant, so many things come to me as bonus. Unfortunately, it is true for when we are intolerant also. So it is not just that, okay, I'm intolerant and that's the end of it. I won't tolerate you. No, there are so many other things which happen, and they are, we realize when we will go through that list, actually the list for, items which come, or the characteristics which come to us when we are intolerant is much bigger than the other one when we are tolerant. And we will see uh, in what these characteristics what havoc these characteristics can play in our devotional life. So let's look at them. So obviously, when we are practicing, or when we are intolerant, there is a little bit of anger and arrogance in our behavior. Anxiety, because we don't know, when I am intolerant, I don't know how the other person is going to react, or what will be the outcome of our communication. So it causes anxiety in my thought process. Fights and disharmony, this is very common, right? I mean, I don't need to really explain. People fight at just drop of a hat, and just because I cannot tolerate my next door neighbor singing at 12 o'clock in the night. So, or I read sometimes that there are fights over parking. Like, somebody has parked on the street in front of my home, and so I'm going to have a fight with my neighbor, etc., etc. There's so many trivial things over which we run into fight because, again, we are intolerant. False ego. So that is true. Like I don't agree with you, or I won't respect you because I am superior to you. You don't know who I am. So there was a joke. I mean, this came to my mind just now, not planned for. There was it's an airport scene. Some people are checking in for their flight, and the flight was quite full. And you see sometimes there is a crowd at the gate. Those people who are on the waiting list, they are just trying to rush and use some influence to get a seat. So one person came and said, I need to go on this flight. And the lady at the counter of the airline says, sir, the flight is full. I don't think we'll be able to accommodate you on the flight. So this gentleman says, do you know who I am? So she took the microphone and made an announcement. So he said, we have a gentleman here who doesn't know who he is. So can somebody come and recognize him, please? So this is my false ego, who I am. Pride, and I put divorce with it because the list was so big I was not able to put it on the slide, so I added them together. We know that the divorce rate in Western countries, and now even in Asian countries, has become very, very high. I think please correct my estimates if somebody is more familiar with the divorce rate in United States. It is close to 60% or something like that. It is about 60%. So why we have two human beings who loved each other so much, and they got married after spending some time together. Why do they have to divorce? For one very simple reason, and that is intolerance for each other. It's very sad, but yet it is true. Criticism. So when this is again something which comes naturally with intolerance. I cannot tolerate so and so. So I start making a big list of, the reasons why I don't like that person. He's so and so. He doesn't know how to put a tilak. He doesn't know how to tie a dhoti, or even for various reasons which are of no consequence. I start criticizing that person. I start making a big list of that. Greed. Again, we were talking about envy and being superior to others. My neighbor has a new car, so why shouldn't I have? So that also leads me to this, having this quality or this characteristic which is not really helping me at all. It is actually causing me a lot of problem. And finally, envy. Like I said, we are envious of others, in sometimes very openly, sometimes very subtly, but it is there, and we have to be careful, we have to be conscious of this, and then we can perhaps control. Now, those of you who are chanting japa regularly and have read some scriptures, I would like to pose a question here, that out of all this which we get when we are intolerant, is any of this conducive for our bhakti? So just by being intolerant, just because you are not a little careful in the beginning, we have created a huge, list of problems which are deterrents, which are going to be obstacles in my devotional life. So now we have to make a decision. We have to think about it, that what should I be doing? Whether being tolerant is going to be beneficial for my devotional life, or the other way. And now I would like to add a little bit here. We are talking about the devotional life, but even think of the so-called material life. Okay? Do you think any of these characteristics will help me in my material life also? Not really. So when we say, number of times I hear people saying that Bhagavad Gita is a philosophical book. You are all, I think, familiar with this. Those of you who don't have a copy of Bhagavad Gita, you can buy one outside or at the gift store. So Bhagavad Gita is not just philosophy. Definitely there is philosophy, but at the same time, it's a very, very practical book. Every situation which we face in our day-to-day life, and when I'm talking of day-to-day life, I'm not talking within the premises of 1716 Westland Avenue. I'm talking of Schaumburg, I'm talking of Naperville, I'm talking of Palatine, Skokie, wherever we live, whatever conditions we are living, wherever I am working, there is something for me in Bhagavad Gita, this which will help me to be a better person. I could be a better parent, I could be a better husband, I could be a better friend, I could be a better human being if I follow the instructions in Bhagavad Gita. So let's move forward. So like I said in the beginning, that we need to cultivate these qualities. Those are 20 qualities which we talked about, we need to cultivate. And today, like I said, we are going to talk about tolerance. So the first and the foremost thing is take ownership of your feelings. You are responsible how you will feel in a particular situation. Nobody else should be in a position to play around with your feelings. Or in other words, you don't need to give a remote control to somebody else. Okay? Okay, I know how to trigger this person, and then it flares. Okay? We don't want that. So that is entirely up to me how I act, how I feel in a particular situation. We cannot blame others for it, or I should not blame others for that. Develop curiosity and hearing patiently. So number of times we are intolerant because I do not understand the point the other person is making. And I am not able to do that for two reasons. One is I have no interest in what he is saying, he or she is saying. So obviously, if I am not ready to hear properly and patiently what the other person is saying, how could I even understand the point? And you will see this very often, like it happens both ways. Like when you are on this side of the conversation, or you may be on the other side of the conversation. Sometimes you are speaking and speaking, you are trying to explain the things in a very, sincere way. The other person has, okay, I have to go and buy uh, vegetables on my way home, otherwise my wife will be mad at me, etc., etc. His thoughts are somewhere else. Same way, sometimes we are on that end, we are the one who are listening, and we don't pay any attention. We have no interest in what that person is saying. So obviously, there will be I cannot understand, and the consequence is that my behavior will be resulting into intolerance. Then another important point, another important factor which we can influence, which we can employ in our life, is being open-minded and change our perspectives. So two persons are having conversations. Now when you come from one place and somebody else is coming from a totally different place, we have different upbringings, we have different cultures, we have different social circumstances, so much of difference. Then obviously, even if we are talking about the same topic, even if our intentions are same, we want to do the same thing, we will be talking in two different languages because of our cultural backgrounds, because of our upbringing. So we have to be open-minded, and this is very closely connected with the previous one, that we have to hear the intention of the other person and then pay attention to it and try to understand that. Practice respect. So even if we have difference of opinion, there is no reason that we have to be disrespectful to others. We can agree to disagree. And this is something which is very important, because the moment we say, tolerance, we say, okay, I cannot tolerate that person. But still, if I'm respectful, that will be something which will be really appreciated, even from a person with whom we never agree. Okay. Okay, let's do it differently. Okay. So, what do we need to do further? We should be willing to improve ourselves. We should be ready that yes, I am suffering from this problem and I need to work on this. Okay. Until and unless I do that, nobody can help me. Until and unless I admit my weakness, nobody can provide. If I have some problem, medical problem, I need to accept that yes, I have some problem and go to a doctor for help. Then only the doctor can help me. But if I don't accept that, okay, I'm suffering from da 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 da, then obviously the doctor is not going to come to me and say, okay, well, you are suffering from da 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 da, and here is the medicine for you. I have to be ready. I should be accepting it, and then ready for what? Ready to approach somebody. And Krishna in Bhagavad Gita 6.6, chapter 6, verse number 6, he talks about controlling the mind. Arjuna, as a matter of fact, asked him a question. Arjuna is such a great devotee and such a great warrior. When Krishna and Arjuna are having a conversation, Arjuna says that I really don't know how do I control my mind. It is not easy to control my mind. And then Krishna explains to him that yes, it is true, but there is a way to control the mind. And he says the mind, we cannot control the mind because of our uncontrolled senses. So again, we are so much involved, we are so much into sense gratification that we let our mind think of all the plans, let our mind make all the plans. How do I get this? How do I get that? How do I enjoy this, etc., etc. So we have to control our senses, even like eating gulab jamuns. So all of you are going to have prasadam after my presentation, which will be finished by the time it's prasadam time. I won't keep you waiting. So we go upstairs and we say, okay, we see something nice over there which we like. And the person who is distributing prasadam, he says, he gives you one gulab jamun. Then, can I have another one? So he says, no, I have instructions. Okay, I'll come again. And I go again. So these are like, I don't have some control on my senses. So, but this could be done with a friendly mind. And, mind can be controlled by intelligence, which is provided to us by Krishna. And another important thing is that now this is leading to that sense control could be achieved by having a control on your mind. You can have control on your mind by your intelligence, and you can have really good intelligence, effective intelligence, if you are practicing Krishna consciousness. So eventually, the way we can control our senses, the way we can have some control on our mind is by practicing Krishna consciousness. And in order to uplift ourselves in Krishna consciousness, what we need to do is chant, and chant effectively. Chant in the mood which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentioned in Shikshashtakam, verse number 3. Tanarapi sunichena tarorapi shaishnuna amanina manadena kirtanya sadahari. Okay. There is something else which I wanted to share with you before I have one or two more slides. The things which I am discussing with you, I think most of you know them. It is not something which is, rocket science or something which I have done some big research and sharing with you. All of you, I think, know about them, or at least most of them. But still, we have difficulty. We face difficulties in our life. We are not necessarily in that situation where we can confidently say that yes, I'm a very tolerant person and I'm able to accept, I'm able to respect others even if they disagree with me, I'm very humble and so on and so forth. This is not very common. Why we have that situation? My personal assessment is because whatever I have shared with you, the way to cultivate tolerance, the problems of being intolerant and so on and so forth, because all this is for you, not for me. So you should be tolerant. You have to give me respect, and you don't have to expect respect in return. Correct? You have to do all this. So obviously, if you have to do all this, then how can I be happy? Maybe you will be happy at the end of the day. So I think we should all kind of decide what we can do to improve the situation. Instead of you should do, we can probably say we should do. That will be little better than you should do. And what could be better than we should do? I should do. And even we'll go one step further. I will do. Should is a noun. I don't know. I'm not so good at English. Whatever it is, should is a word which sometimes is, not really very firm. It is given, we say maybe I have intent to do it, but I may or may not do it. But when I say I will do it, that is little bit the same, like a firm decision I am taking that yes, this is what I should do. Okay, then this is still part of cultivate tolerance. See Krishna in every living entity and respect them. This we say that yes, everybody is part and every living entity is part and parcel of Krishna, and we should see Krishna in them. And that way, once we see Krishna in every living entity, we will have a reason to respect them. Because you are part and parcel of Krishna, I should at least, I may not like you, I may have differences of opinion with you, but because you are part and parcel of Krishna, for that at least I should respect you. And finally, if we try to do whatever we have discussed in last 50 minutes, then the tolerance becomes a very unique tool for material and spiritual success. It is not only that tolerance will help us in in spiritual life or in material life, it is going to help us in our life, whether it is we are talking of spiritual life or we are talking of material life. So with that, I would like to end. There is one comment I wanted to make. Balram Prabhu, when he was introducing, he said, I try to present things in a very simple way. So Srila Prabhupada said that devotional life or bhakti is very simple for simple people and very complicated for complex people. So I chose to be simple. So thank you so much for thank you for tolerating me for last 15 minutes. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Just so long it is not a difficult one.
Maybe one question.
Just one question, Prabhu.
I was just, it's appreciation, Prabhu. Always you do this. You hit the main point and it goes in the heart, and it seems you are talking about me. It's you keep it simple, but it was intolerable because everything was coming boom. And whenever Prabhu, I know Prabhu from like 13, 14 years, he always stressed one point: Param Karuna Trunadapi Sunichinna. If you do this, everything else is solved. He always stressed on this point. And second thing, once he gave me the letter from Bhakti Tirth Maharaj, those 4 points. Um, and Prabhu is example of that qualities that, and he's what he's saying is following. So I appreciate this class, Prabhu, and it really hit bad on me. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for your kind words. Okay, thank you so much. So I guess if there are no, there's some more announcements or something. Okay, so it is the prasadam time. All of you know where we serve prasadam. So please enjoy your prasadam. Thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
comfortable, otherwise send me the recording, then next time you will do.
So, are you going to play?
Yeah?
Okay. You don't want to play? Baby.
She can communicate with the harmony.
No, you. With me, just in case I get stuck.
I will do this. Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Dubare Srimadhavati Vedanta Swami Vitinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Doravani Pasarire Vivishesha Sunavade Pasata Tetarire Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada. Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gola Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Nitai Gola Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Nitai Gola Hari Bol. You sing me?
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Kishore Kishori Jaya Kishore Kishori Jaya Kishore Kishori Jaya Kishore Kishori Jaya Gauranitai Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Jagannatha Baladeva Jaya Subhadra Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Nitai Gora Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gora Hari Bol
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Bol.
हरिनाम संकीर्तन की
Jai.
जय श्री श्री किशोर किशोरी की जय। हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा हरे रामा 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे हरि बोल हरे रामा हरे रामा 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा हरे रामा 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Kishore Kishore, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Bola bola Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Bol Hare Rama Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Oh Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Oh Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Bol Hare Rama Hare Rama Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare, ho ho ho. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare, oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Nitai Gaur, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. O Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga. O Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga. O Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai. O Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Bala Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga. Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Kishore Kishore Jaya Kishore 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 Jaya Kishore 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 Jaya Kishore Kishore Jaya Kishore 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 Jaya Kishore 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 Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Gaur Oh Jai Jagannath Jai Jagannath Jai Jagannath Swami Jai Jagannath Jai Jagannath Jai Jagannath Swami Jai Oh Jai Baladeva Jai Subhadra Jai Baladeva Jai Subhadra Jai Baladeva Oh Jai Baladeva Jai Subhadra Jai Baladeva Jai Subhadra Jai Baladeva Jai Baladeva Jai Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Ram Ram Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Oh Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram. Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya. Jaya Radhe Sam, Jaya Radhe Sam, Radhe Sam. Jaya Radhe Sam, Jaya Radhe Sam. Jaya Radhe Sam, Jaya Radhe Sam. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru. Oh Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, Bhakti Vedanta. Oh Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur. जय श्री श्री किशोर किशोरी की जय, जय श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की, श्री श्री सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान जी की जय, जय श्री श्री गौरनिताय भगवान की जय, श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिंह स्वामी की, भक्त शिरोमणि श्री प्रहलाद महाराज की, जुग धर्म श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की, कलि युग पावन श्री हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की, समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल, हरे हरे